Sir, good evening.
Okay. So are you ready? Can you start today's mock interview?
Yes, sir.
Please introduce yourself.
Sir, my name is Ripsita Behera, and I'm basically, my native is from Athagar. Yes, sir.
Yes, please continue.
Okay, sir. Sir, I passed my matriculation from Government Girls High School, Athagar, and my plus 2 and plus 3 are also from Gopavandhu Science College, Athagar. Then I pursued my B.Ed from Radhanath Institutes of Advanced Study in Education, and after that I pursued PG in Botany Honours from Utkal University, Banibihar, and then I have joined as a TGT in a government high school at Badamba, Cuttack. From 2000, that is for the period 2010 to 2015. Then from 2015 to till now, I am working as teacher educator at Diet in Kannada now, sir.
Okay. R&D Institute, Radhanath Training College Institute कहाँ नाम अनुसार है?
Sir, Radhanath Rai, who is eminent socialist and poet.
Socialist means?
Socialist, sir, he worked for upliftment of some people and also men empowerment.
Okay. Any of the book written by Radhanath Rai?
Radhanath Rai, sir. Sorry, sir.
Okay. Any book written by Gopabandhu Das?
Yes, sir. During his imprisonment, Kara Kavita, sir.
Have you read Kara Kavita?
No, sir. Sorry.
No problem. Fine. So you have completed your schooling from a girls' high school.
Yes, sir.
What are your views related to co-education?
Yes, sir. Actually, sir, in my locality, there is no co-education. There is no institution for co-education, sir. That's why I have read at a girls' college, girls' school. But in my view, sir, there should not be gender biasness regarding education or educational institution, because right now both male and female both are regarding as equal in society. That's why co-education should be promoted, sir.
Okay. So currently you are working as a teacher educator, right?
Yes,
And previously you were working as a TGT in the government school in the district
sir.
of Cuttack from 2010 to 2015.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So let's discuss about student to teacher ratio in the Indian educational system. How do you see it? Whether it is adequate, it is as required, it is less than the requirement. So what are your views related to this student to teacher ratio?
Sir, actually, some in some areas, student to teacher ratio is more like required in found in required amount, but in many cases, like in rural areas or remote areas, there is not much teachers, and only one. There are some schools where only one teacher is present for class 1 to 10, 1 to 6 or 8, sir. So still teacher requirement is very high in case of Odisha, sir, especially.
Okay. So previously you were working as a teacher and now you are teaching to the teachers. You are training to the teachers.
Yes, sir.
Right. So how do you feel the difference between teaching to the students and teaching to their teachers?
Sir, actually, it is a new experience and it is a diversified experience. I am getting it right now. In case I am also in touch of student here also, because we are providing both pre-service and in-service teacher education here. So some similarities also there in my job, previous and current job, sir. Because in my previous job, I used to teach students, and here also I used to teach students of pre-service teacher education program. But some diversified case, some dissimilarities or some diversified conditions are. We are also providing in-service teacher education here, and also giving training to the head of the schools and CRCCs and ABOs, BOs.
Any
So it is
reform
much.
you suggest for developing teacher education in India?
Yes, sir. There are a lot of institute. There are more number. There must be more number of teacher education institution, because the number of applicants applying for teachership job are higher, and in comparison to the institution present in Odisha now. Therefore, they are going outside Odisha to pursue B.Ed or D.El.Ed degree. Therefore, there should be more number of teacher education institutes, I think.
Okay, no.
And also, sir, one criteria should be there. It is now entrance based. The entry into the institution is now totally entrance based. So it should be 50-50, like 50% should be reserved for the career marking, and 50% should be dependent on the CBT or computer based test.
Okay. During the last pandemic time period, in last 2.5 years, the Indian educational system migrated from the physical classroom mode to online classroom mode.
Yes, sir.
So, as an educator, do you feel any difference or do you feel any hindrances in accessing to online education?
Actually, sir, frankly speaking, I am working in that online mode of education prior to this pandemic. That's why I face no problem. But some of my colleagues, they face problem because they are not well acquainted with ICT or use of any online medium for education. That's why it is a constant for them, but not for me, sir.
So, you think everyone in India has equal access to the ICT based learning system? There is no inequality, there is no discrimination. So, education is being democratized.
No, sir. In many areas, students, they don't have smartphones, or they don't have access to the internet. So I don't think there is equality in accessing the education. But it is right now. We are working on that, and government of Odisha, it is providing many other channels like SRIRAM service and e-Vidya platform, which is giving education in not in online mode, sir, like it is giving education in through a DTS service, sir. So we are developing or improving in that, sir.
Okay. In my opinion, right to education, which is there in Article 21A of the Indian Constitution.
Yes, sir.
So, right to internet is a prerequisite to ensure right to education. I repeat the question. Right
Yes,
to
sir.
internet is a prerequisite to right to education. Is it true or not? What are your views?
Sir, in my view, sir, it is not must not be prioritized. But technology should be there. Technology should be there, but it should not be prioritized, because our priority is to get to enroll 100%, to enroll the student 100%, and enrollment should be 100%. Retention should be 100%. There should not be any dropout rates. That's why technology should not be made compulsory, or that should not be made a right. But education should quality education should make a right, for which ICT or integration of ICT is required, sir.
Yes, that's what I am saying. We are talking about e-governance, we are talking about digital India. And
Yes,
how
sir.
can you ensure a low dropout rate? How can you ensure quality education during the pandemic when lockdown and shutdown is throughout the country? lockdown and shutdown, it was declared throughout the country. How can you ensure quality of education during a pandemic time period without accessing to internet? So don't you think
Yes.
right to internet is, it should be there in Article 21? It is there, but what are your views? It should be there or not?
Yes, sir, it should be made compulsory or should be enforced to the states. I think then only everyone will be aware about the internet or integrating ICT into the education, sir.
Okay. As an educator, how do you see the distance learning programs by different universities?
Yes, sir, it should be welcomed because there are many students who don't have access to greater universities or they are living far behind them, far behind those areas, or some people they are already working in some areas. They can get access to education through distance learning. So it should be there, sir. It should be promoted.
Okay, you are a master degree holder in botany and you have geography as one of your optional paper, right?
Yes, sir.
So let's discuss about the plant kingdom or classification of the plant kingdom. I mean the geographical or the spatial distribution of the plant kingdom in India.
Yes, sir. So actually, in Odisha, we see different kinds of plants in coastal areas we found halophytes, like they depend on saline water, and in some areas like Mayurbhanj we found evergreen forest. In Athagad range we also found evergreen forest.
What is a xerophyte plant?
Actually, sir, they are growing in arid condition where the availability of water is low, and they are covered with spines and thick layer of cuticles, so that it can check the transpiration process or loss of water.
Okay. So tell me something about geography of your district.
Yes, sir. Cuttack is situated on the bank of Mahanadi and flanked by many distributaries like Kattajodi, Birupa, and from west. Athagad is situated west to Cuttack, and also it is sorry, sir.
I'm not able to recollect. Okay, fine. So, can you explain the process of entire mechanism of Indian monsoon?
Yes, sir. Sir, actually, monsoon is a differential heating of monsoon occur due to differential heating of the earth surface, and mainly Indian monsoon depends on the low pressure. Indian monsoon created due to low pressure when low pressure created at Tibetan Plateau and high pressure at Arabian Sea. Then and many factor also responsible for Indian monsoon, like shifting of ITCZ, Coriolis force, and heating of surface heating. Sorry, sir. Presence of moisture in the air, and also the heating of upper surface of the ocean more than 27 degrees Celsius. Those are responsible for Indian monsoon, and mainly India get most of its rain from southwest monsoon, and in summer season mostly in after June to September, and in November or in winter season we get monsoon from northeast.
How is Coriolis force related to it?
Sir, actually, due to Coriolis force, the air it get deflected to the right in north. In north,
Which air is deflected here to the right side?
Yes, sir.
Which air is deflected here to the right side? What is the name of that wind?
Sir, Sir, trade wind?
Which trade? Yes, yes, trade winds. Which trade winds?
Trade wind, sir.
Sorry?
Yes, sir. Trade wind, sir.
Which trade wind?
Which trade, sorry, sir?
Okay, no problem. Southwest trade wind.
Yes, sir.
Sorry, southeast trade wind. It is deflected to the north side, right? When it crosses the equator, it is deflected to the right hand side.
Yes, sir.
What do you mean by therapeutic nutrition?
Sir, therapeutic nutrition is when food is used to cure a disease by a trained dietitian. Used as a therapy, or it is called therapeutic nutrition, and it should be must be with the guidance of a dietitian, sir.
Okay. How do you see the financial management in a household, or what is the importance? Why is it required? A proper financial strategy, proper financial planning. Why is it required?
Sir, proper financial management help us to thrive in any situation, or help in saving the money, sir, which is very much essential nowadays, because everything is increasing with its amount and inflation is high. So that's why in family or in our home we should learn it.
What is your hobby?
Sir, craft making or TLM making from cheap low-cost, no-cost material, and
Okay. And what have you made as of now? What are the materials that you have made?
sir, with my students, I tell them to not to spend lot of money, and we can find some day-to-day cheap materials like straws, paper, and threw away things to use them as TLMs, or to make TLM to teach the students. Like I have made some FLN or foundational literacy and numeracy materials, like number ATMs using the paper cups, and some abacus board, etc. I have made right now.
Okay. So, can we use this skill to enhance livelihood of the marginalized community?
Yes, sir, we can do that, because there are many students who are going outside to the shopkeeper and telling we want already TLM, we want TLM. They don't made it at home, but that is high costly, and that is costly. So which we can made at home by using this cheap material. So it can be used as a vocation, sir.
Okay, specifically I'm talking about those who are financially marginalized. So what are different livelihood support programs or schemes we need to enact in India to enhance their livelihood?
Sir, I'm not able to recall it right now.
No problem. My question is, those who are suffering from absolute poverty,
Yes, sir.
what are the skill provisions or what are the schemes that we can adopt to enhance their skill so that they can generate their livelihood?
Sir, there is Skill India mission by which their skill can be improved, or for cheap labor we are going outside to Bihar, West Bengal. So with skilled labor we can do it right here in Odisha. The problem of laborers or day laborers or skilled worker can be solved through this. And also there are many schemes for laborers or landless agriculture farmers like Kaya scheme. They are also benefited through that scheme, sir.
What are the problems of KPK region in Odisha?
So it is the harsh terrain is actually the main problem, and also the people living there, they feel themselves from detaching from the main stream. That's why they are lagging behind, and also mortality rate of children is high there. They are not much sorry, sir.
Skilled.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Are you aware about the LW issue, left-wing extremism?
Yes, sir.
In this region?
Yes, sir. Yes.
What are the causes of spread of LWE?
Sir, main problem is education, lack of education system, lack of awareness, and their earning is also livelihood, loss of job or lack of earning. It act as a push factor for them for lifting estrogen.
Okay. Are you aware about Uniform Civil Code?
Yes, sir.
Which article of the Constitution of India talks about it?
Sir, Article 44 of DPSP.
Article 44, Part 4
Yes.
in DPSP. Okay. So what is Uniform Civil Code?
There should be a uniform law for marriage, for divorce, to get alimony, and this much.
Okay. Are you aware about right to life and personal liberty?
Yes, sir.
What are the derivative rights of Article 21?
Derivative rights. Under Article 21A, there is right to education.
No, specifically talk about Article 21 only.
Article 21. Sorry, sir.
There are so many derived rights like right to sleep, or right to shelter, right to a speedy trial, right to movement. Right to movement is basically of two types: right to movement inside India and right to movement outside India. What are the articles associated with right to movement?
Sorry.
In case of inside India, 19. In case of outside India, 21.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Are you aware about right to equality?
Yes, sir.
Which article? What are the connotations?
Article 14, sir.
What do you mean by right to equality?
Sir, everybody who's present, everybody are equal above law, and it is inspired by rule of law by evidence, sir.
Equality before law and equal protection of the law.
Yes, sir.
Okay. What are the impact of COVID-19 on the Indian economy?
Sir, India is going to be a fifth largest economy in the world, but due to COVID-19 pandemic, it mainly affect the manufacturing sector, and there are many people who lost their job, and mainly it affect the manufacturing sector and structural structures, sir.
Okay. Who is the first Chief Minister of Odisha?
Sorry, sir, I can't recall it.
Who is the first Prime Minister of Odisha?
Prime Minister? Sir, Hare Krishna Mathur?
प्राइम मिनिस्टर हो पारे ना हो पारे प्रथम ओडिशा
I think sir, I'm not sure.
देखिए यहाँ पर पढ़िए गजपति कृष्णचंद्र देव ऊपर पढ़िए हरेकृष्ण महाताब ऊपर पढ़िए ठीक है. सो दिस इज एंड ऑफ योर इंटरव्यू एंड लेट्स टॉक अबाउट सम ऑफ द फीडबैक्स दैट आई हैव. मोस्ट इम्पोर्टेंट पॉइंट मत लगुच इन द रियल इंटरव्यू रूम इन द फिजिकल मोड आई कांटेक्ट पोस्चर गेस्चर ये सब यू कैन मैनेज
Yes, sir.
एंड वॉइस मॉड्यूलेशन ठीक अच्छी पाखापाखि आउ टिके मॉड्यूलेटेड वॉइस हो रियल एनवायरनमेंट रे हो
Yes.
आई कांटेक्ट इम्पोर्टेंट. नाउ स्पेसिफिकली केतेटा पॉइंट मु कहूची यू कैन मार्क इट. फर्स्ट वन इज जो कौन से क्वेश्चन पचरा जाउची ताकू ऊपर ऊपर आंसर न देखि टिके इंटेंसिफाइड लॉजिक को जीवा. व्हाट आर द reasonable grounds? Let's talk about LWE, left wing extremism. My question thila what are the causes of LWE? So lack of education, lack of awareness is so general views. LWE kahin ki create hela 1967. It was created in the Naxalbari village of West Bengal. Reason kon thila? Under the leadership of Charu Majumdar and Kanu Sanyal. Reason kon thila? Now even if after jodi bartaman ame dekhiba, even after 6-7 decades after the independence of India, the government's developmental model doesn't include everyone. Inclusive growth is a dream as of now. So
Yes.
developmental model doesn't include everyone. First point. Many of the people they have a feeling कि they are being isolated from the developmental process which is being formulated by the government. Then
Sir,
you can talk
ସବୁ
about
ପଢିଥିଲି କିନ୍ତୁ ଆପଣ ପଚାରିଲା ବେଳକୁ ମନେ ପଡୁନି.
ठीक अच्छे. लैंड रिफॉर्म लॉ गुड़ाक ठीक भाव इम्प्लीमेंट हो पार ना मोस्ट इंपोर्टेंट पॉइंट. सो
Yes.
LWE वाज बेसिकली अ स्ट्रगल बिटवीन द हैव्स एंड द हैव नॉट्स, बेसिकली द रिच एंड द पुअर.
Yes.
एगुड़ा कहूँ इंटेंसिफाइड लॉजिक या पछरे या पर डिस्कस करियो. देन एटलीस्ट एज अ स्टूडेंट ऑफ ज्योग्राफी यू शुड नो अबाउट इंडियन मॉनसून एंड ट्रॉपिकल साइक्लोन, टेम्परेट साइक्लोन, ग्लोबल वार्मिंग, क्लाइमेट चेंज ये गुड़ाक इंपोर्टेंट. एथुर क्वेश्चन डेफिनेटली आसो इंक्लूडिंग ज्योग्राफी ऑफ योर रीजन.
ज्योग्राफी टा टिके कहि दियौ सर केमति कहबो से निहाती पचारियो.
हाँ ज्योग्राफी मॉनसून, ट्रॉपिकल साइक्लोन, डिफरेंस बिटवीन ट्रॉपिकल साइक्लोन, टेम्परेट साइक्लोन.
ज्योग्राफी आपण जो क्वेश्चन पचारले ज्योग्राफिकल सिचुएशन ऑफ ଗୋଟେ क्वेश्चन पचारले.
Okay, हाँ.
स्टेट डिस्ट्रिक्ट
ज्योग्राफी ऑफ योर रीजन, ज्योग्राफी ऑफ योर डिस्ट्रिक्ट. जो डिस्ट्रिक्ट रो गोटे जनरल ज्योग्राफी पचरा जाइछि, यू शुड टॉक अबाउट द लोकेशनल फैक्टर्स. को जगह रे लोकेशन करूछ और लोकेटिंग फैक्टर्स कौन कौन अच्छी पर्टिकुलर डिस्ट्रिक्ट रो
कहबो पड़ियो.
लोकेशन कहबो पड़ो. को फिजियोग्राफिक डिवीजन आसुची, कौन कौन रिवर फ्लो करूची, हिला ज्योग्राफिकल एक्जिस्टेंस. देन डिस्कस अबाउट द डेमोग्राफी, सोशियो इकोनॉमिक बैकग्राउंड आल्सो. इंडस्ट्री जदि किछि इंपोर्टेंट इंडस्ट्री अछि तापर डिस्कस करिवे.
सर मते एटा टिके लिखि देते.
हो ठीक अछि.
सर
ठीक अछि. कटक
आगे
डिस्ट्रिक्ट.
लिखि देबे मु जगह पढ़ देबी कटक.
अच्छा अच्छा ठीक अछि. मु कहि दोछि स्ट्रक्चर टा कोन कोन.
छोटे फ्लोर सर मु कहि देबी एटा.
अच्छा ठीक अछि. सेटा मु कहि दोछि कटक रो एथरे हमर कोन कोन दरकार, को पॉइंट को इंपोर्टेंस दवा दरकार. जदि बाय चांस मने न पड़े फर्स्ट ज्योग्राफिकल सेटिंग, देन डेमोग्राफी ऊपर डिस्कस करिवो, इकोनॉमिक ज्योग्राफी ऊपर डिस्कस करिवो. जदि कि पॉलिटिकल ज्योग्राफी अछि, सेटलमेंट ज्योग्राफी अछि, रूरल डेवलपमेंट, अर्बन डेवलपमेंट, सब एस्पेक्ट रहिबा दरकार टिके टिके ता भितर. जदि स्पेसिफिकली क्वेश्चन बोर्ड करिसंती कि इकोनॉमिक डेवलपमेंट ऊपर डिस्कस करो बा इकोनॉमिक ज्योग्राफी ऊपर डिस्कस करो ताले इंडस्ट्री ऊपर डिस्कस करिवो बेसिकली. जदि बोर्ड स्पेसिफिकली सेटलमेंट ज्योग्राफी जानिया को चाहते रूरल डेवलपमेंट, अर्बन डेवलपमेंट रेंज केते अछि, स्मार्ट सिटी स्मार्ट विलेज अछि कि नहीं, कटक स्मार्ट सिटी हवा दरकार कि दरकार नहीं, कटक रे स्मार्ट विलेज रा आवश्यकता अछि कि नहीं, ताले स्पेसिफिकली ता ऊपर डिस्कशन करिवो. देन गवर्नमेंट स्कीम ऊपर टिके पड़िवो. ओडिशा गवर्नमेंट रो जहा लेटेस्ट स्कीम एवं गवर्नमेंट ऑफ इंडिया रे किछि इंपोर्टेंट स्कीम. देन आउ गोटे पॉइंट मो डिस्कशन कला बेले गोटे मो पचारिथिले क्वेश्चन थिला अबाउट द यूज ऑफ आईसीटी. सो वेदर यू फेस एनी प्रॉब्लम और नॉट, से आंसर देते कि सम ऑफ योर कॉलीग्स दे आर फेसिंग प्रॉब्लम बिकॉज दे आर नॉट यूजिंग आईसीटी सिंस अ लॉन्ग एंड यू हैव बीन यूजिंग द इंफॉर्मेशन कम्युनिकेशन टेक्नोलॉजी, दैट्स व्हाई देयर इज नो प्रॉब्लम फॉर यू. So you can talk about your positive points but never talk about negative point of others. अन्य मानक नेगेटिव पॉइंट ऊपर हम किछ डिस्कस करियोनी. जदि निज कलीग न कहीपर इन जनरल द टीचर कम्युनिटी इज फेसिंग दिस टाइप ऑफ प्रॉब्लम इट मे क्रिएट स्ट्रक्चरल अनएम्प्लॉयमेंट या डिस्कस कर सो ऑल ऑफ सडन टेक्नोलॉजी चेंज हो जाଉଛି सो दैट मे क्रिएट स्ट्रक्चरल अनएम्प्लॉयमेंट आम कहीपर बा आम कहीपर कि जो टीचर मानक से स्किल डेवलपमेंट करा जाउची जो ट्रेनिंग दिया जाउची इन सर्विस ट्रेनिंग जो माने नौचंती से आईसीटी रो यूज जो रेट रे हमको दरकार से शिखी नथिले ऑल ऑफ सडन पैंडेमिक आसीगला एंड वी आर नॉट एबल टू हैंडल द इमरजेंसी सिचुएशन है एज अ कम्युनिटी कहे तो निज ऊपर खाली फोकस करियो नहीं सो नेगेटिव पॉइंट कहाँ पर किसी कहवानी डिसीजन मेकिंग रिलेटेड क्वेश्चन आसिले डेफिनेटली तार आंसर देवे ताको छाड़ी परिवानी आम डिसीजन मेकिंग क्वेश्चन कहीं डिसीजन मेकिंग क्वेश्चन को इंपोर्टेंस दिया जाए ना बेसिकली द बोर्ड विल जज your stand whether you are standing in favor of a particular thing or against a particular thing then how do you substantiate your answer so yes no किछि भी कहि परिया but you have to substantiate your answer एटा हवा दरकार की दरकार नाही ହେଲା so IT जेतले हम पचारली IT whether right to internet is a prerequisite to right to education or not so it answer yes asibo because we are living everything is being digitalized as of now we are living in a digital world we are living in a virtual world where we are using information and communication technology even to express ourselves to communicate work from home so many things are related to it even it adds service sector ru hi to GDP को maximum contribution to the GDP from service sector maximum employment from IT and ITES sector so right to internet is a must as of now ठीक है
yes
और केतरा पॉइंट मुझे यहाँ पर कहली रीड इट तापर जदि डाउट आसुची यू कैन गेट बैक और जदि किसी स्पेसिफिक क्वेश्चन अछि ताले डिस्कस करबा
सर कैटेगरी ऊपर निश्चित क्वेश्चन आसबो सेटा मते टिक कहि दियौ
कैटेगरी
जो ईडब्ल्यूएस एबे जो चलछि ना इकोनॉमिक वीकर सेक्शन ता ऊपर टिक कहि दियौ
इकोनॉमिकली वीकर सेक्शन क्वेश्चन आसबो वेदर इट इज कॉन्स्टिट्यूशनली वैलिड और नॉट देखो ऑलरेडी इट इज कॉन्स्टिट्यूशनली वैलिड इट इज देयर इन आर्टिकल 15 आर्टिकल 16 इट इज देयर सो आमर स्टैंड कौन रहिबो केबे भी हम इंटरव्यू रे कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन स्पिरिट अगेंस्ट रे बा सुप्रीम कोर्ट हाई कोर्ट जुडिशियरी स्पिरिट अगेंस्ट रे जाई परिबनी जेहेतु ऑलरेडी इट इज देयर इन द कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन इट इज अ फंडामेंटल राइट यू हैव टू सपोर्ट इट इट हम को सपोर्ट करबा इकोनॉमिकली वीकर सेक्शन सो हम एटी कहि परिबा कि दोज हु बिलोंग टू अनरिजर्व्ड कैटेगरी देयर आर मेनी हु आर डिप्राइव्ड ऑफ एजुकेशन हेल्थ केयर फैसिलिटी एंड मेनी अदर बेसिक एमिनिटीज इन देयर लाइफ and just because they don't belong to reserved category we cannot neglect them they are also marginalized section of the society they are also unempowered section of the society so we have to uplift them as well so economically weaker section it sounds valid constitutionally and as a fundamental right no doubt it will uplift the lives of many
yes sir
এটা support করে
yes sir
आउ किछि क्वेश्चन
सर एटा दिके लिखि मत देबे
ईडब्ल्यूएस डिस्ट्रिक्ट कटक डिस्ट्रिक्ट ठीक है सेटा हम दे देबो लिखि
ज्योग्राफिकली आ सर ह्यूमन ज्योग्राफी आसिले हम कोन
ह्यूमन ज्योग्राफी पत्रा जीवन बेसिकली मैक्सिमम डेमोग्राफी पत्रा
सर सेटलमेंट ज्योग्राफी ता जीवन ना ता अंडर ह्यूमन ज्योग्राफी
नहीं सेटलमेंट रे क्वेश्चन आसीबो स्मार्ट सिटी स्मार्ट विलेज ये जो ता रिलेटेड जहां स्कीम अछि लाइक गोटे स्कीम अछि हमर सुनिथिबे संसद आदर्श ग्राम योजना एटा पर गोटे स्कीम अछि it is a scheme whether you support a smart city or a smart village what are the prerequisites for a smart city or what are the ingredients of a smart city smart village darkar ki nahi how to develop rural infrastructure how to develop urban infrastructure or infrastructural issue hame kon face kruche recently hame climate change pai urban area re urban flood देखिया को मिलुचे हमको बहुत urban flood रीजन कोन aku hame केमति mitigate करि परिबा urban flood को अर्बन रीजन मान डिफरेंट इश्यूज कौन फेस कर सोशल इश्यूज इकोनॉमिक इश्यूज कौन फेस कर और द कॉन्सिक्वेंसेस ऑफ अर्बनाइजेशन माइग्रेशन एंड मेनी मोर आर देयर
yes sir
आउ किछि क्वेश्चन
ना सर सर एटा मते टिके खाली
ठीक है देखियो सेटा ठीक अछि जो पॉइंट कहली जो गुडा को सब द पॉइंट्स दैट यू हैव मार्क प्रिपेयर इट
जी कोन कहार पड़ी छी कि जानो ना दि गाएंगे क्वेश्चन माने ये रे भी ग्रुप रे भी कई किछि जानो ना दि इंटरव्यू ग्रुप रे जो
माने इंटरव्यू देई जंदी से माने टिके शॉक रे थिबे वर्तमान से माने जानो ना से अल्प कैंडिडेट इंटरव्यू देथिबे एज ऑफ नाउ आज केते तारीख
सर आज 70 तो निहाती देथिबे
हाँ आज होची 19 तारीख नहीं कि 19 सितंबर आज फर्स्ट डे ना इंटरव्यू रो
आज्ञा
फर्स्ट डे आज अल्प कैंडिडेट देथिबे देखा सब कोन होची 2-4 दिन भीतर जना पड़ियो बट क्वेश्चन हमें जहाँ डिस्कस कल यार भीतर रिवॉल्व करियो सब मैक्सिमम क्वेश्चन यार भीतर रिवॉल्व करियो डोंट वरी बट द पॉइंट इज हाउ टू रिप्रेजेंट ऑल दिस थिंग्स
सर से जो पढ़िला को सब हो चित्र पर मने पड़ोनी माने फटाफट क्वेश्चन पचारला रिकॉल करी होनी सर
किसी असुविधा नहीं जति के रिकॉल करी होबो सेति के रिकॉल करबा जोटा रिकॉल न करी होबो ताले कहया पड़बा आई एम रियली सॉरी फॉर दिस आई एम नॉट एबल टू रिकलेक्ट इट किंतु डिसीजन मेकिंग क्वेश्चन एटा कहबोनी ए आंसर टा प्रयोज्य नुहे डिसीजन मेकिंग क्वेश्चन यू हैव टू स्टैंड हैला
ओके
ठीक अच्छे ताले सो दैट्स ऑल फॉर दिस सेशन विल डिस्कस मोर इन द नेक्स्ट सेशन
थैंक यू सर
थैंक यू